Every morning and every evening, I used to drive by the Nashville skyline on my way to and from work. Because the highways circle around downtown, I got to see multiple angles of the same buildings. At the end of the summer, the sun used to set just as I made my way around I-40. The golden colors reflecting against the buildings were stunning. During the winter, I would drive back when it was cold and dark. I could just make out the buildings by the lights that outlined them. One day it was so dark and foggy that I couldn't see the skyline at all, only a dark abyss. Because I had driven that same route so many times, I knew that the buildings were indeed still there, whether or not I could see them. This had become a liturgy that invited a form of public worship, reflecting on the faithful, steady presence of architecture that is still there, even if only given one quick glance. Now, to feel such a connection to the Nashville skyline, one may assume that this is because I grew up in Nashville. But I can assure you that that is not the case. I am a California kid through and through. Even more than that, I am homegrown in San Diego. Even my grandmother, Akiko, grew up in Encinitas, California, part of the North County of San Diego. On August 2nd, 2016, I moved from San Diego, California to Nashville, Tennessee. I watched one last sunset with my fully packed car and made the trek the next morning. This was not an easy move. The first year was sad and lonely. For some reason, it took leaving the place I grew up in to finally realize the importance of place. When I myself was displaced, I noticed that my little habits of returning to my favorite spots over and over had created a sense of home deep within me. I used to drive around Nashville when I felt lonely in search of something to make me feel grounded again. But just like that, after a year of living there was one day that I started to settle in. It was because of the consistency of the Nashville skyline, my trips to visit my favorite tree near Percy Priest Lake, my walks at Shelby Park, and my little church that met at 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoons. It was walking the dog at sunset with my favorite family and watching films at the Belcourt Theater. Who I am today is a combination of the urban tree canopy of Atlanta, the fireflies in the muggy summers in Tennessee, and the sun setting over the Pacific Ocean where my great-grandfather used to fish. Because the reality is, home can be found in many different places. You know you've found a sense of home when returning to a place lets you finally take a deep breath and breathe easy. A relief of sorts. It is a reorienting to the things that really matter, and it is a mourning of the loss of the things you once had. An ache and a celebration. San Diego, Nashville, and Atlanta, thank you.